Hello students, this is Anjana from Computer Science Department. In this class we are going to discuss about registers and shift registers. So this is the introduction related to the registers. Here the registers are nothing but the group of flip-flops where each flip-flop, whatever in the previous classes we have discussed about the flip-flops, where each flip-flop is capable of storing one bit of information. So that is it can able to hold the one bit of information, that is it can able to store one bit of information, such that an n bit register is a group of n flip flops. The basic function of a register is to hold the information in a digital system and make it available to the logic elements. But for the to the logic elements, just for the whenever it is going to compute some operation, it just want to store that particular element in that particular kind of data, then it will be difficult for a particular user to hold that amount of data. So he has to store that particular amount of some bit of data in some memory location, in a temporary memory location. We can say the temporary memory location as a registers. So here the logic, whatever the logic elements that we are using for the computing process, so for that computing, for the temporary storage, we are going to use registers. Registers consist of a finite number of flip-flops. So since each flip-flop is capable of storing either 0 or 1, so there is a finite number of 0 to 1 combinations, such that it can be stored into a register, or each of these combinations is known as a state or the content of the register. So with each flip-flops we can store the data bitwise, but usually the data does not appear as a single bit. It is going to appear in the form of multiple bits. So instead of, it is common to store a data words of n bit, which is a typical word length, that is a 4 bit, 8 bit, 16 bit, 32 bit, just like that. We are having the multi-purpose registers like 4 bit, 8 bit, 16 bit and 13 bit, 32 bit registers, or 64 bit. We are having typical word of lengths. We have already know about the different types of word lengths. So such that the several flip-flops are combined to form a register to store whole data words. But here the registers are the synchronous circuits. All these are we can consider as synchronous circuits. Thus all the whatever the flip-flops that we are using, thus all the flip-flops are controlled by a common clock. All whatever the flip-flops that we are using, all those flip-flops are controlled by a common clock line. And as a register, as all these registers are often used to collect the serial data, such that they are also called as accumulators. We can say that one as accumulators. Okay. So if you consider this shift register is another type of the sequential logic circuit that can be used for the single storage or the transfer of the data, which is used to form the binary number, such that this sequential device can be device loads the data whatever it is present in the inputs, and we can move that shift to the output in a clock cycle. So we can say this, hence we can say this one as a shift register. See, the main purpose of the shift registers is if we are placing some data, whatever the another type of sequential logic that we are going to apply there, and basically it is going to use it for the storage and transfer the data in the form of a binary numbers. So this sequential, what are the sequential device loads that data, and based upon the inputs, it is going to move or shift the data, and whatever the output that we are going to get here, The output for the ones for each and every clock cycle, we can name that one as a shift register. So if you have observed this shift register, we can say it as a serial shift registers. So it is a serial in shift with the neighbor with the serial in, so it is shifted right. See, if you have observed this one, it is shifted right and serial out. So it is data from this process, the data we are sending the data here. From this side the data is out. So serially we are going to process the data, and serially it is going to out. So if you are observed in this register, this is a serial in shift left. Here from the left side to right side, it is going to transfer the data here. Here we are sending the data. Here the data is out. So if you have observed here, this is serial. It is parallel in here. Serially means one by one it is going to send the data. But parallelly means here at a time more than one or more data can be inserted here. So here the data in and data out. So we can say it as a parallel in, but whatever it is, if it is parallel in, but it has to come out as a serial. Okay. This is a serial in and parallel out. So if it is sending it in a serial way, parallel at a time the data is all the here you are having some assume that you are having some four registers. So at a time here all these four registers we are sending the data out. So here the parallel in parallel out, that is data sending parallelly and received also parallelly here. So if you want to rotate the data from one position to the another position, that is here we are going to see. If you have observed this here, from the data is from this, suppose if you want to send this data from this place to this place, we have to move the data from one place to the another place. That is if you are rotating from right to left, we can say it as a rotate right. In the same way, if you are rotating from left to right, we can say it as a rotate left. Okay. So these are the basic data movements in the shift registers. First one is serial in, that is shift right or serial out. Second one is serial in, shift left, that is serial out. Parallel in, parallel out. Next one is serial in, parallel out. Next one is parallel in, parallel out. This is rotate right and this is a rotate left. These are the basic data movements in the shift registers. So if you have observed these shift registers operate in one or four different modes with the basic movement of the data through a shift register being. So this is serial in, serial out. Next one is serial in, parallel out. Next one is parallel in, serial out. Next one is parallel in, parallel out. So the term serial in, serial out can be written as SISO. Here the serial in, parallel out is written as SIPO. Here the parallel in, serial out is written as PISO. Here the parallel in and parallel out is said as PIPO. Okay. So if you have observed this serial in, serial out registers, here if you have considered some data, if the data is shifted serially in and out of the register one bit at a time is one bit at a time in either a left or right direction under the clock control. So if it has only three connections, we can say it as a serial input, which is going to determine what enters the left hand flip flop, the serial output which is taken from the output of the right hand flip flop, and the sequencing clock signal. So here the logic circuit diagram is below shows the generalized serial in, serial output shift register. So if you have considered this one, this is flip flop 0. flip flop 1, flip flop 2, flip flop 3. Here this is a clock signal. If the clock signal is set to 1, then it is in the working condition. We have already know. This is the input that you are going to giving here, and this is the output that you are going to receive here. This is a serial in, serial out register. So if you have observed this serial in, serial out register, it has only 3 connections. That is serial input, which determines what enters in the left hand flip flop, and next one is serial output, second one, which is going to taken from the output of the right hand flip flop, uh, and the third one is clock signal. What are the 3 connections it is having? Input, output, and clock signal. Okay, so this is the logic circuit diagram that is generalized, which can be in the serial out, serial in, serial out shift register. Okay, see how this serial in, serial out input operations are going to be held here. Suppose if you are going to send this data 1011, first of all you have to shift this one here, and next you have to shift this one here. After that we are going to shift the 0 here, and again you are going to shift the 1 here, and if you are going to shift anything, nothing should be there, and this one should be will be the output. So what are the bits that will be placed in the register? That is 101. Okay, so if you have observed the above figure, it is going how what it is going to illustrate. So here this figure shows that the entry of the 4 bits, that is 1010, into the register after inputting the data into the 4 bits. So 1010 is the data that we have sent here. Here it is being serially shifted out, and the register is replaced. After that the register should be replaced by all zeros. Okay, so if you have taken this serial in parallel out register, this register is loaded with the serial data, that is 1 bit at a time. So with the stored data being available at a output in the parallel form. So if you consider that if it is having some clock cycles, that is f of flip flop in the flip flop 0, flip flop 1, and then flip flop 2 and flip flop 3, the register is going to load with the serial data. So if we are going to send some data, the data is being sent by some user, such that the data should be sent in serial, and the output should be received in a parallel way. That means first of all you have to send the data in a serial way, means one after another, such that it is going to take some time. But at the time of receiving the output, whenever it is going to receive the output, at the time of receiving the output, at a time all the outputs of the flip flop will be come parallelly. That is the if you have considered the output as a q0, q1, q2, q3, just like that, all the outputs that you have of the flip flops are sent parallelly. So whatever if you have considered these all these operations, whatever the data that you are storing, what is the technique that you are using, that you have to keep it on mind. If it is a serial in, serial out, or serial in parallel out, or parallel in serial out, or parallel in parallel out, just like that we have to check whether the data is sending, how the data is sending. Next one, So this is a parallel in serial out condition. So here the parallel data, here the parallel data is loaded into the register simultaneously, and it is shifted out of the register such that serially one bit at a time is under the clock control. So whatever the circuit that is shown below is a 4-bit parallel input serial output register. So here the output, whatever the output of the previous flip flop, that output is connected to the input of the next one. So such that uh, the output is connected to the input of the next one via the combination circuit. Okay, by using the combination circuit, the output of the previous flip flop is connected to the input of this parallel flip flop. Here if you have considered this one, the binary input word, that is b0, b1, b2, b3, whatever it is applied to the same combinational circuit. There are two modes which is in which the circuit can work, namely shift mode or load mode. Here we are having two modes. First one is shift mode and next one is load mode. So now let us see about this shift mode and load mode. So when the shift or load bar line is low, that is 0, the AND gate, here we are having 2, 4 and 6 become active. They will pass by using B1, B2 and B3 bits corresponding to the flip-flops. When on the low going edge of the clock, the binary input B0, B1, B2, B3 will get loaded into the corresponding flip-flops. But this parallel loading, what are the parallel loading that is going to take place, that we have to check once. Whenever again you have to see that whether it is in the shift mode or not. So when we can say that it is in the shift mode means when the shift or load bar is low, that is it is in one condition, the AND gate, the AND gate 2 comma 4 and 6 become inactive, such that hence whatever the parallel loading data, that is becoming impossible. But AND gate, what in that flip flop, what are the AND gate that we are going to use there, there we are having some inputs like 1, 3, 5, they will become active. So therefore whatever the data that we are going to shift from left to right bit by bit, the application of the clock pulses, such that the parallel in serial out operation definitely it will be going to take place. Okay, see whenever it is going whenever we can say that it is shifting from left to right bit by bit application of the clock pulses, such that thus we can say that the parallel in serial out operation is going to take place. So if you have observed this figure, this is a parallel PIS1 means we have already discussed about that is PIS1 means parallel in serial out register. So this is a shift or load, this is a parallel inputs. Here this is the flip flop 1 0 1 2 3. So we have taken 4 flip flops here. So this is a clock signal that we are going to. So parallel means parallelly we have to take the input here, and from this it is going to get the output serially. That is first it is getting this output, next this output, next this output, and again this output. Just like that we are going to get the output there. So if you have observed this one, this is the OR gate and this is the AND gate and this is the OR gate. Such that if it is a shift load operation, uh, these are the parallel inputs, that is B0, B1, B2, B3, just like that. Here we are going to perform some operations and we are going to giving this one as a input, and from this we are going to receive the output. Okay, all these outputs are coming serially. Okay, So whatever we are observing here, you have to check again and you have to keep it once. From that we can say that it is in a uh, parallel in serial out condition. Okay. Now let us see about this parallel in parallel out condition. So here the parallelly the data is loaded simultaneously into the registers and it is transferred together such that their respective outputs by the same they will get that respective outputs by the same clock pulse. So in this mode the 4-bit binary inputs, that is B0, B1, B2, B3 is applied to the data inputs, that is D0, D1, D2 and D3 respectively of the 4 flip-flops, such that as soon as the negative clock edge is applied, so the input binary bits will be loaded into the flip-flop simultaneously, and whatever the loaded bits will be there, that will be appear simultaneously to the output side. So only the clock pulse is essential to load all the bits. So we have to see that what are the clock pulse that they are using here, it has to load all that pulse. So this is the image for the parallel in parallel out. So that is if you have observed, whatever the input that it is taking, it is parallelly it is taking the input, and this is the output that is going to parallelly it is getting the output. So here if you have observed this one, as soon as what is the negative clock edge it is applied, the input of the binary bits will be loaded into the flip-flop simultaneously, such that what are the loaded bits that will be appear simultaneously at the output side, then only the clock pulse is essential to load all the bits. So this is something related to the parallel in parallel out condition. uh, okay. So this is about the bidirectional shift registers. A bidirectional or reversible shift register is one in which the data can be the data can be shifted either left or right. Okay. Such that a 4-bit bidirectional shift register is used in the D flip flops as shown below. So if you have observed this flip flop in the bidirectional shift register, so this is a serial bidirectional shift register. Here the data is shifted is in a bidirectional way. Here we are having the set of NAND gates. This is the AND gate. Here it is having AND gate. Set of NAND gates. How we can say this one as NAND gate? Automatically here this is the not gate. We have applied this NOT gate to all these NAND gates. So these are the set of NAND gates. And here the OR gate is selected as an input. This is the OR gate that is which can be selected as an input. That is from right to left. So this input is taken from right to left, and it is adjacent by tables, and it is going to selected by the left or right control line. So if you have observed this one, here we are having some set of NAND gates, and those are configured as OR gates to select from the data inputs. So if we have taken right or left to one, we can how we can set this shift right operation. Let us see. The AND gates, what are the AND gates that we are having? That is 1, 3, 5, 7 are enable, whereas the remaining AND gates that we are having 2, 4, 6 and 8 will be disabled. Okay, so this data is shifted to right bit by bit, and the application of the clock pulses such that thus we can get the serial right shift operation. Okay, serially right shift operation is going to performed here. So when the mode control M is connected to 0, then if that M is connected to 0, then AND gates 2, 4, 6, 8 are enabled, while 1, 3, 5, 7 gates are disabled. So whatever the data is shifted left bit by bit on the application of the clock pulses, such that thus we get the serial right shift operation. Okay. So if you have taken this universal shift register, the shift register which can be shift in the data in only one direction, we can say it as a unidirectional shift register, or a shift register which can be shift the data in both the directions, we can say it as a bidirectional shift register. We have already know about that. So after applying the same logic, the shift register which can be shift the data in both the directions as well as loaded it to the parallel, then it is known as a universal shift register. So this shift register is capable of performing these following operations. What are the operations that is capable to performing is parallel loading, left shifting and right shifting. So the mode control input is connected to the logic one or the parallel loading operation, whereas it is connected to 0 for the serial shifting. It is connected to 0 for serial shifting, which mode control pin is connected to the ground. So the universal shift register acts as a bidirectional register for the serial left operation. Here the input that is applied to the serial input, which goes to the AND gate as shown in the figure. So whereas the shift right operation serial input is applied to the D input. So this is a universal shift register. Here you are having some set of NAND gates, and it is going to take the AND gate as a OR gate as a input parallelly. So here this clock is this is clock 1. Here we are having two clocks, that is clock 1 and clock 2. First one is right shift and next one is left shift. That is both shifting operations is going to performed as per the user requirement. Both the shifting operations are going to be performed. Why? Because if the user want to shift right, then if here if the shift left operation is available, then he can't able to shift right. So at this particular reason, based upon the user, by considering the user by considering the user requirement here, it is going to follow up the condition, so that here both shift left and shift operations are sequentially performed. So up to here we have completed this concept.